Good afternoon, everyone. I was invited here actually by my dear friend. He asked me to actually just tell the story of what happened, how we built Sulit. Then when I saw the title of this event, it's the Giants of the Game. So eventually, the story of Sulit, the title that I gave is How David Became Goliath. It's because of my name, my surname. So yeah, so I'll just go through how we were able to build Sulit. So when you think of David and Goliath, this is a picture that you will always, that is normally come in your mind, right? There's this big giant and a small guy fighting him. Honestly, this is somehow partly the story of Sulit because we start very small. Nobody actually knowed us a few years ago, then eventually we became as big as what it is now. But technically speaking, I just wanted to put it out there. We didn't do something like this. As a small guy, we didn't go head-to-head with the giants in the market. I believe it's a difficult thing to do. If you are starting small and you know there are big guys out there, it's difficult that you get head-to-head with what you believe they're strong at. So the Sulit story is not actually this picture. It's not us going head-to-head with the giants in the industry. So I'm going to explain how we were able to do it. So before I continue, maybe some people out there didn't know what sulit.com.ph is. So Sulit is an online classifieds website. We have a desktop site, a laptop site. We are available in mobile. We have apps in iOS and Android. But I believe that successful companies are being defined by the mission and vision of the companies. So to be able to explain what Sulit is, so our vision is actually to be the buy and sell partner of every Filipinos. That's our main vision. It doesn't matter what format you are thinking. We wanted to make it sure that when Filipinos think of buying and selling online, it's only Sulit that they're going to think of. And to be able to do that, our mission is actually to connect Filipinos through fast and easy buying and selling experience. This is how we define sulit.com.ph. So, who are the founders? So, Sulit is actually co-founded by my wife and I. We are actually both techie guys. My wife is actually a comp-sci graduate, so he is already versed into computer programming. I'm actually a mechanical engineer from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and it so happened that I just love programming. Actually, the only reason why I took mechanical engineering is that an uncle of mine promised me a good job if I graduated as a mechanical engineer in the UP. But eventually my heart actually is into programming. So during my free period, I'm actually studying computer science in the library. So when I graduated from the university, I'm actually now versed into doing development. I'm actually helping my girlfriend before who became my wife with these projects during our college days. So the good thing about, so there's a benefit and there's an advantage, disadvantage. There's really something that inspired us when we created the site. So from mechanical engineering, I delved into the IT industry, and eventually I became a freelance web developer. So in 2005, I was able to get clients building full-blown websites, and that's when we had this idea, why not we create our own? The reason why is because of this guy. If you are not familiar with him, he is Kevin Rose. He created Dig.com. If you're familiar in the internet, he started the Web 2.0 phenomena in the internet. It's where the power of the internet is now passed to the people. Unlike before, the power is within the publishers. So this guy, a very young guy, gave the power to the people. Why were we inspired, my wife and I? Because he is really young. He was just 4 years older than us, and he was able to build a very big site. Of course, aside from him, of course, who doesn't know this guy, right? Mark Zuckerberg. You know what to do, right? So for a lot of brainstorming, actually it's my wife who came up with an idea. The idea is actually to create a classified ads website, and the reason is that we are going to use it as an experiment. So Sulit was just a big experiment for us. What we're going to do is just launch a classified ads website, have many categories, and just track which category will be the most visited or the most popular. If it will be cars, we are going to create a website just dedicated for cars. If it's real estate, we will just create a website dedicated to real estate. So what happened is that after a few months, when we launched the website, what we saw is, although there are popular categories like cars, all the categories are actually becoming popular. All the traffic is actually increasing across the board. So instead of just focusing into one category, we decided there's something big into a classified ads business. So instead of contracting and focusing into one category, we actually expanded the site. So the idea actually came from my wife, and it was actually an experiment for us that eventually came into the business with what Sulit is business plans. So when people started asking how much capital did we invest in Sulit, of course, aside from the time of my wife and we have the best landlords in town because I'm living with my parents. I launched Sulit in my bedroom. So this is the capital that we use. I was able to find the deposit slip when we started. So it's 2,400 because 1,800 is for the domain for 2 years and 600 for the hosting for 6 months. So when someone asks how much we spent, it's 2,400 pesos. From just 2,400 pesos. Without funding, so there's a saying, I believe, mentioned by the Google founders, Sergey Brin. He said that scarcity breeds creativity. Because we don't have any money, we have to think of all the creative marketing that we can do when we launch the website. So we have a lot of experience on doing this. For example, when we launched the website, how are we able to get the first visitors on the site? Honestly, what we did is we spam a lot of people. I am a web developer, so I know how to create something like a search engine. I created a search engine whose mission is just to crawl any website out there and get the email address of any site. So there's a lot of existing classified ads already in the market. I created the crawler, I get around 100,000 email address. And we thought, wow, when we blast this, we will get a lot of traffic on the first day. So we did this. First day, September 11, I blast 100,000 emails and 22 people came to the site. Of course, and then we realized out of those 100,000, 22 came to the site, and maybe we got a couple of hundred saying bullshit on whatever we are doing because we're spamming them. So that's one learning from us. That spamming people, sending them unsolicited message is not a good idea. And we have to think again, how can we grow a website without money? Then we realized there's already an existing buy and sell papers there, right? The classifieds paper. As a developer again, I realized I can do a program wherein I will just scan all these papers. There is this number there. I created a program on my old Nokia phone that will just send automatic SMS to all the numbers that we are scanning. So we are scanning a lot of old classified ads paper and sending an SMS blast. During that time, it's not yet frowned upon that you are sending spam through SMS. And somehow we got away with it. And we were able to build the first batch of sellers or loyal members through that technique. Because technically, those are fresh leads for us. These are people who are actively selling something. And when they receive the text message, oh, there's another venue for free, and they were able to list their items. That's how we actually get around 1,000 to 2,000 members in our system, and we were able to grow from that. Means that the site is already earning enough that it can now sustain the lifestyle of the founders. Luckily for us, from September 11, 2006, we reached ramen profitability by August 2007. And by August 2007, I've already asked Arian to actually resign from her day job and focus on sulit.com.ph. So August 2007 was the time that we actually reached ramen profitability. And eventually, so from then on, pushing forward, we became one of the Goliaths eventually in the market. As of now, we are now the #8 site in the country, if you include Facebook, Google, and other sites. And we are actually the only site in the top 10. Now you can see sites there like Twitter, WordPress, who are the real giants in the global internet space. So maybe
declining unless new ingredients are infused to boost it up again. Therefore, key to our initiatives was finding a brand at the appropriate stage and building on it to its potential for growth.
Let me first greet the president of the AYFCE, Mr. Jovenson Ong. Congratulations for we face with day in and day out. There's nothing you can do but to change. If you refuse to change, don't be an entrepreneur. You want to succeed in life? Change. You want to beat the giants? Change. And change who? Me. Okay. The greatest Goliath in my life is not Colgate or Unilever or Procter & Gamble. The greatest Goliath is deep inside me. I cannot do it. Hindi ko kaya yan. Ang laki-laki yan. I can't do it. Joben went to Germany to compete with the best of the best in the world. Germany. Right? The Europeans, the Americans. Who are you? You're from
the wonderful introduction. There's something with introduction that they always make you sound better than what you really are. So don't worry, this is it's only my handwriting that is very big, so I will not take up too much time because I'm also here to listen to the real giants of the game. Tried and tested. Before my phone came, cell phones are foreign branded luxury items, and the majority of the Filipinos could only afford them through the second-hand market. But my phone paved the way for the masses to gain access to a brand new, good quality phone.
Okay, what I want to do today is basically first explain what COL and what it represents. What we did was we leveled the playing field, and we made it really very easy for ordinary people to start investing in the stock market. What I did was I used the quote of Robert Frost. I took the road less traveled, but that has made all the difference. COL basically took the road less traveled. We focused on small retail investors. We did not even think about entrepreneurs, high net worth institutions initially. We need somebody to call you, to help you and guide you how to invest in the market. While the online space is basically simple, we can scale the business. We can scale it from a few hundred customers to one day, hopefully, Seoul will have 1 million customers. Provide complete and live streaming marketing, very self-directed, seconds to execute an order transactions. We really couldn't build a model here in the Philippines. It was really very difficult for us. Luckily, I had a chance to go to visit Hong Kong and decided that maybe the best way for COL initially was to open a Hong Kong operations because we basically understand markets. I've been doing these markets for the last 40 years. So what we did was we applied for a Hong Kong exchange, built an online platform there, and started trading, inviting some of our high net worth people, and we used that to subsidize COL. Luckily, the China market was opening, so from 2003, 4, 5, when we went Hong Kong, it was only $4 billion turnover every day. By the time the China emerging market came, believe me, it's 250 Hong Kong dollar turnover every day. So what we did was we used the money that we made in Hong Kong and started to launch COL in 2005. What we did was very simple. We were teaching people how to time markets. And initially, whenever we go out and teach people how to do it, probably our conversion rate is about less than 2-3%. Because if you need to understand how to time markets, what will happen is that because of the volatility, nobody really can make money. It's very important. First question is, does it work? The second is, how does it work? And the third is, why is it that 85% of the people still lose money? Why can't I make it work? Okay, so let's try to do it one by one. The first stage is really, does it work? It's all about, I need to show you numbers. 90% of it are all validations. I need to continue to show you that stocks really outperform all asset classes. Okay, so what we'll do is this. In the 1920s, the S&P 500, this market dropped almost 90% because of the Great Depression. We went to the oil price.
In the interest of time, we've chosen only one position. The Vice Chairperson of SN Investments Corporation, SMIC, Ms. Cecilio Coson. Begin. As mentioned, our two lovely hosts will be making their rounds to interact with you.
I think the best part is working for the customer and for our investor. No, but seriously, in terms of the Philippine economy, I guess it's more that we were able to interact with more customers and touch more people in most of our businesses. We're basically a consumer industry. Very entrepreneurial, so we're flexible. So whenever there's an opportunity, and it makes sense to us, we're very fast.
All right, thank you very much. Now for
taking the road less travel, for us, it's not, we take the road that is mostly traveled, but we just expand we just widen the road so that there will be more people passing through. I guess it's going to be the same, maybe it's just going to widen, to investigate why. To investigate just the interest. We have not even invested in it. Just the interest has to be investigated. So, then anyway, after that, after all of the problems with the other major stockholders and also and in the boardroom. We all ended up very good friends, and we were able to finish in about 2.5 years. I think that was the biggest risk because I didn't even know how to what to say. We were able to buy a chunk, and then we cannot even move forward. We cannot step back. Nobody wants to buy it because of the boardroom battle. And the bank was just doing so-so. It has value, but it's just that they were afraid that they would be stepping to my shoes. And so for a while, it was very embarrassing to go back to my family and say that I had failed. So it was at that stage when I told them that I couldn't do anything anymore. I guess my parent, my dad at the time, was kind enough to tell me, yes, just put it aside and wait for the future, and that is the stars. That is what Edward was talking about. So it was very difficult because I think that was the biggest risk, because you cannot sell, you cannot. It's costly. It's really a big amount. Nobody wants to buy, and I cannot also do anything with the bank. But everything ends very well. We're all very good friends, and really good friends. So it was just something that maybe I have to go through.
Miss Tessie, we have an interesting question here. How do you have time to be so involved with all the facets of your conglomerate? I'm always impressed to hear the level of involvement and interaction you have.
I guess I have very good organization, and we have the blessings of very good people with us. We're very driven, and we're very passionate about the business that we're in.
Another interesting question. Any business advice for the business community to survive against big players? For example, when Save More and SM malls open in the provinces, how will the local players compete with big giants like these?
Join us.
All right, very well said. Okay, now we have a follow-up question from, I'm right here. He's looking for me. Yes, roving reporter indeed. So I have another follow-up question for you once again, Ms. Tessie Coson. So this is, you really indicated it, from an aspiring competitor. So, what is the biggest factor that led to the success of SM Group? And what do you consider to be your greatest success?
It's very difficult to define success. I think if you look at it from a general point of view, there are a lot of successful people here in this room, all in different contexts. Success would mean for us reaching the target that we plan for ourselves, and we're always planning, and our target is always moving. And that is what success is. We're always reaching our target. But that is in our own context.
All right, thank you very much. Now, this second question is for Mr. David Lim. Now, why not have a higher profile in business, a la Steve Jobs or Bill Gates? Very aggressive question from an aggressive entrepreneur.
I think because I'm not Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, obviously. No, these people are all phenomenons, and I think that they will remain to be phenomenons, and they will never be duplicated. We have people like Andrew C., Django Kongwe, and all of these people you can only admire, but you can never repeat what they've done because circumstances were different, and then for me, it's just doing my role. I think basically I have a long way to go before reaching a certain status. That's why even when I was invited here, I was kind of reluctant because, why am I among these giants? But maybe I have a little bit also to share for those that are not giants. And I think a lot of people here are not giants. And hopefully one day all of us might become a SM.
We started about more than 50 years ago. And it was just a family business that all of us have to chip in when we're out of school. So there was no Saturday night for us. There was or Saturday going to the movie at the time, or with our friends. We were just working. So anyone, and of course through the years we keep on adding and adding and adding, but there's nothing glamorous about it or nothing extraordinary. Anybody who start, you can always start small, and as long as you reinvest what you have invested and you work hard at it and you're passionate about what you're doing, you can reach the higher level in the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Tessie. For Mr.
Do you frequently encounter for SM, and how do you handle the decision making?
In retail and in any companies, there are always a lot of details, but I guess maybe the thing that I always encounter is perhaps more on the planning, whether in the big or small area. And I'm a nagger, so I nag a lot. I pressure people. I guess that is my trait.
For Ms. Tessie, from a fan, any plans on running for a position in the Philippine government?
You want to kill me?
You sure that's a friend or is that foe?
Fan. For Mr. Edward Lee.
A lot of them is import, and I guess it's, I don't know how to say this. This is DNA of those with a Chinese background. It is taught. No, it is taught in the family. It has been taught since they are young. I don't know whether maybe it's the culture, it's the family training. It's there. So that's why, of course, there are other races who are very entrepreneurial, and for now, I believe it's sometimes part of the DNA.
I think it's DNA and also.
So there are there are certain things which they cannot escape. One of them is the DNA of the being entrepreneurial. The other one is hardworking. And I don't think that they can escape that. And I can see that even wherever they are, they work hard. And that is what our parents have taught us, to be always hardworking. If you cannot get what you want to get, then you work hard, you work longer, you work harder, you will get it eventually.
Okay, for Mr.
As I mentioned, it's hardworking, focus, integrity, patient, and I guess you have to be driven, you have to be passionate.
2 weeks ago, I was invited to speak, and the topic was given to me was how do you build a business that can last a generation. And I look back, I've been with my partners for the last 35 years. And I just showed a very simple way of doing it. Is that first I focus on my customer. I focus on human capital, so the people that I work with. And I take care of my shareholders. We started this business 1978, 35 years ago, with only 50,000 pesos. Until today, we're still partners, and the business has grown. So, but at the center of all this, it's all about integrity, it's all about trust. The customer trusts you. That's why they continue to patronize. Your people stay with you. Of course, we have more than 30 years of employees that are still with us. But then still, we continue to work with them. And our shareholders, how can they stay with you if they don't really trust you? So I think trust is very important when you try to build your business so that you can last for a generation.
I think integrity and honesty is the same for everyone. I think the core values we learn as we grew up, and just to end this, basically, I just want to say that it's easy to say, what is your core values? Until you're faced with the temptation. Every day, the temptation will just teach you, tell you what to do. So I think it's very important. My mom always tells me, just remember the last sentence of the Lord's Prayer. Lead me not into temptation and deliver us from evil. And I think I will end it at that.
I will ask one last question. In one word, each of you, just in one word, what do you love most about what you do? In one word, what do you love most about what you do? What is it you love most?
For now, it's more of the art of business. It's not the profit. It's the
Challenge. It's the challenge.
I'm in this stage on advocacy. So that's the reason why I wake up always early in the morning, excited. It's not really work, it's really more on
Providing opportunities.
Yes, I think it's giving back. Giving back now to the Filipinos what we enjoy. Giving back a little, I think, to them. And giving them a little bit of dignity that they deserve.
And I guess what is most important and priceless for us, everyone in this room, is the perspective we gain from what our speakers have just given us. Okay, we all need this perspective to be able to spot those aha moments in our businesses and projects that we have. With that, Tessie, Edward, David, thank you for giving us perspective.